Hello, Wastelanders. Welcome back to another episode. Today we are here up at the northern part of the map, and Ronnie Beth is coming up here to visit a couple of friends. And this little shack is my entry for the G4XP build challenge. So the guy who lives here, his name is Christopher, and he's the one that built this little shack. Now, Christopher is from up north, up by Far Harbor, and he had decided to go on some travels. His family kind of got wiped out and he wanted a fresh start, so he headed down towards the Commonwealth, and he made it all the way down to the Good Neighbor area and decided that it wasn't for him. It was too much civilization. He didn't like it. So he decided that he would come back to this little pass that he had traveled through, just because he liked the location. He's mostly a hunter and a fisherman, and this spot is right next to a lake, which is just over that way, and there's good hunting. There's bears, deathclaws, mirelurk queens, and everything. So I'll show you where we are on the map. Let's take a look. So we are up here, up at the northern part of the map. And over here is the creamery, and this is that tower where the raiders hang out. And here's the bunker where that old weird Brotherhood of Steel dude hangs out. Anyway, so Christopher built this little shack, and he used whatever he could find in the general area over at the creamery, over at the raider encampment. There was a trade caravan that went through. He traded some hides and meat and food, and they helped him bring this milk machine over, so that is a good storage for his food, also a support. Here are the sleeping quarters. Nice comfy sofa he brought from the creamery. Looks like they have some magazines here. Let's see. Wow. Famous, Fantastic. What else are they reading? Let's be nosy. Battle Stories. That looks good. And Lad's Life. So he makes these tanned hides, which, you know, those can be used to make clothes. They could be blankets. You can use them as a pillow. So, you know, this is a cozy place to sleep. So I did abide by the rules of the challenge to build this little shack. It's 2 floors, which you can see, 1, 2 floors together. There's 1 wall, that's this wall, 1 door wall, and a door. The door is back there. It does open. If he ever needed to peek out, he could. The rest of the supports are not from the structures menu. We have, you know, barrels, lockers, and so on. So Christopher has everything he needs here at the house. Plenty of food. Even a radio, whatever he needs. They do use these makeshift steps to get up to their sleeping quarters. I was surprised, but they do it. So that's my entry to the challenge. Oh no, somebody knocked the lunch off. Oh, okay. They did have a nice lunch set up, but anyway. So here's my little shack. So Christopher lived here alone for a while, doing his hunting, trapping, fishing. And he had thought, you know, maybe he wants to set up some food to grow, but he was alone and he didn't really know how to go about starting a farm. And one day he heard some gunfire coming over from the direction of that tower. And he had cleared out the raiders, but I guess they came back. So he went over to see what was going on. And that was the day that he met Megan. Let's see if we can find her. So here's Christopher.
Huh?
Yeah?
And here's Megan. So Megan, her story is she came from Abernathy Farm. She's Lucy Abernathy's friend. And she kind of grew up over there with them at the farm. So she knows a lot about how to grow crops. And so Connie Abernathy had sent Megan to visit the Finch farm in the hopes that maybe she would hit it off with one of the Finch boys. Because Lucy also, Lucy's mom hoped that Lucy would hit it off with Daniel Finch, but it didn't work out. They didn't get along. So, you know, Megan didn't really want to, but she's like, what the heck, okay, I'll go. So she went and stayed with the Finches for a few days, but she wasn't happy there. Didn't get along with the boys. They were too pushy and she's too independent. They kept trying to tell her what to do, and she was like, you know what, forget it, bye. So she took off and decided to go up to the north to visit her friend Kasumi, because she and Kasumi had been talking with each other over the radio, but she hadn't heard from her in a few weeks, and she's pretty worried. So she headed up that way, but got into some trouble with those raiders. And they had attacked her, and, you know, she would have been in a bad way if Christopher hadn't come to her rescue. She's tough, but there were too many of them. So he helped her out, and she decided, you know, to come on over and stay with him for a bit and help him get a farm started. So she's teaching him how to grow some crops. So they have some wild corn, potato flowers,
Yes?
silt beans, and wild razor grain. And, you know, things are going pretty good. She does get along with Christopher really well. She hasn't decided yet if she wants to stay here. He did invite her to stay because he likes her very much. And he told her that she's welcome to stay with him. So she's thinking about it. So up here is their workshop. Now this is not part of the challenge. It has too many walls, as you can see. So you have a workbench. I did make this settlement using the Conquest mod, which is a great mod. And they have a little chemistry workbench, weapons workbench, and armor workbench. These are from Creative Clutter, another great mod. Yeah. So here's his coastal armor. He still has it. He can use that when he goes out hunting raiders or death claws. And they have a little outhouse. Nothing fancy. The trade caravans do stop by once in a while. This is like the northern trail. It goes from the Nakano outpost all the way over to the outpost Zimonja. And if they wanted to expand things, they have plenty of space up here on top of the hill. And already have started to put some crops in up here too. There's enough room up here that they could even build a house if they wanted to, if Megan decides to stay. And I think it's a good place for a house. So they have some wild mute fruit and melons. So it's a good spot. So you can see that the lake is just over that way. There's good hunting down there. And in fact, Christopher killed a mirelurk queen over there just the other day. So that's it. This is my entry for the G4XP build challenge. Thank you very much for the challenge. It was fun to do, to try and figure out how to make a house with only 2 floors, a roof, a wall, a door, and a wall. So I had to come up with some kind of funky ways to build the rest of the walls. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked my little outpost. And I hope you enjoyed our visit with Christopher and Megan. Take care, everybody. See you next time.